Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light, there's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold the answer we are looking for. Love may open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love. Oh, Yes, indeed, there is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. We are celebrating you tonight, and we are celebrating your ability to overcome obstacles. Yes, we've had a few of those in the 2020 into 2021 time. But sometimes life just throws you a curveball. What are you going to do? Something unexpected pops up. You have your plan, you have your vision, just the way you want your life to play out. And then something unexpected happens. And how could that be when we are master manifestors and we are aligning with the divine? And we're asking and praying and we're doing everything right. How is it that just when we're at our moment, that we're ready to launch something wonderful in our lives, be it a relationship, a new career, maybe the birth of a child, other things seem to start getting a little crazy, and they present obstacles. So I ask the question, do you believe that you're worthy of all that you desire? Well, the answer should always be yes, but sometimes we don't feel that way. Sometimes, unbeknownst to us, these obstacles are ways to get us out of our negative thought patterns and ways of feeling underneath the surface, even though we're pushing through to our destination, going where perhaps no man's gone before. These are the voyages of you. And this journey of creating a life of what you want. But underneath the surface, very often there's a story. And the story has to do with messages and programs that you received in an early year. Maybe you were 5, maybe you were 7, maybe you were 12. But somewhere along the line, someone, something derailed you. And that's when your journey of obstacles really began. Maybe you were in school and you were bullied. Maybe you were always the kid who was called last to be on the kickball team. What's your story? What story are you building your dreams, and how are you using those stories to build them? How do we know where we're going next? When we ask the question, am I worthy, with a question mark, we ask the question to our inner self, our inner knowing. And the inner self, the inner knowing, well, it knows that you are worthy beyond measure. But it is the personality self that has the questions. And the universe, often supporting us in all that we do, has a different vision of what we want to create. Sometimes the most ideal vision we have of how we want our life to be, the version of our life. This is more given from our personality, more given from our thought process, and not often from the inner feeling of how great life could be. We think about something that we want. We gather our thoughts with an idea of a vision or a person or an experience. And as we have this experience in our life, and we put our foot upon the path towards that, and we begin to contemplate that action, we plan, and sometimes we push. And sometimes we direct. And sometimes we try to control the outcome. And we move ourselves in a direction of what we think will ultimately make us happy. Sometimes we push through school. Sometimes we get a degree in a subject or a career that we're really not keen on, but we know we're going to make good money. So we pick that. It's the safe way. It's the logical way. But that is picked because perhaps there's the little child inside of you that just simply wants to please the adult or the family or the tribe, that has great visions of grandeur for you that are their visions for you, not your soul's destiny, not the God vision of you. So these obstacles that come in our way, sometimes they're created by our own personality, our own self. We put ourselves in a situation that presents itself to be problematic on the journey to get to where we say we want to go. And other times, we're going about our path, and we have a vision, but we haven't made the vision big enough, grand enough. it's not quite aligned with our soul's vision. So we begin to hit some bumps in the road. These bumps in the road are to get you to slow down, to recalculate the route, to take a step back, and in hindsight, look at where we've been and realize that even though this looks and feels a little different because we're redirecting our thoughts and our destiny, it's really not a different storyline. And we're always prompted by our guides and our angels. They're always nudging you and telling you to look over here. And there are obstacles in life that can be your stepping stone to your greatness if you would only pay attention. And I have some really good examples of this. And you all have had your experiences in this exact time where you thought you knew what you wanted, or you thought you were on track, or you thought you were in the perfect relationship with the perfect person, in the perfect environment. Everything was lining up. You got the perfect degree, and you're on your way to your career. And then something comes from left field, from out of the blue, and sideswipes you, and you're nowhere. I remember when I came to Florida in 2004. I was so excited. There was such a great feeling of, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm going to continue doing the work that I'm doing. I was working for an offshore outsourcing company. I was having a grand time. I was closing amazing deals, $16 million deals. It was just a great experience. And I thought, wow, I'll, from poolside here in sunny South Florida, be on my laptop and talking to people. And I just had this really playful vision. And there was a part of me that felt like I really should be in Florida. I had visited a few years prior to that. And something inside of me clicked and said, wow, this is a really cool place. I think I'd love to live in Florida. And I know most people who have come from up north can see themselves here because, well, at least we've got great weather here in South Florida. So I was that northerner who came down and said, wow, this would be beautiful. So I had a great vision, and I was on track. Nothing appeared to be sideswiping me. Nothing was in the way. But life took a turn, and I took a tumble. A literal, figurative, for real tumble. It was a tumble in so many different ways. But I actually fell, and I couldn't continue to work the way I was working. I couldn't jump on the plane. I couldn't close the deals. I needed to take that break. But this is a major hurdle. This is an obstacle. I had the perfect plan for when I landed in Florida. And it's not even 2 months later, and I got sideswiped. And I thought, well, this can't be happening. How is this happening? So as I learned to navigate the stillness, which was very uncomfortable, and I learned to navigate the actual pain of the fall, and in the stillness, I had to ask myself some really heartfelt questions. And I came to the realization that even though I liked the people I worked with, and I liked the conquering of the wonderful process of getting a deal, and the whole submission of a proposal, and the back and the forth, and gathering information, and feeling like I could do anything, was that feeling that after when all was said and done, kind of felt kind of empty. And when all was said and done, and you cash your check, you're only as good as your last sale. And if you don't have anything new on the docket, anything new coming down the pike in the old sales funnel, your name's mud. They don't care that you just worked on a $16 million deal. What are you bringing to the table next? And then I had to stop and think long and hard that even though I had a great spiel as to how customer service would be streamlined, and how we would take these customer service jobs and put them in the Philippines. I had a great spiel for that. But now I was lying flat on my back thinking, I don't know if I really believe the spiel I'm selling. And even though I loved and love the people that I worked with, they were the best group of people you could ever hope to have an experience in a corporate arena with. They were amazing. And I felt home. I realized that there was a part of me, the little girl inside of me, that wanted to prove myself to them. But who were they really to me? Just my employers and people I worked with. There wasn't that connection. There wasn't that longevity. The only person I have to prove something to is myself. And I'm sure all of you can see yourself in this story in one way or another. Who have you had to prove yourself to? Who have you, well, been someone maybe you really weren't, just to fit in, and didn't really show your true self? And don't get me wrong, I was great. I mean, absolutely great at what I did. And my customers trusted me, the accounts, they loved me. We had a great time. It was a good run. But as I laid there, I thought, what am I going to do? I never expected that to happen. And things happen out of the blue, and we say for no reason or unexpectedly. And sometimes we play the victim card because, oh my God, look what happened to me. What am I going to do? Are we really? So I laid there as me, a kid, and a cat. And I'm like, we're in trouble. What are we going to do? And I had to get past that thought process. So any of you who are in the rut row, I'm in trouble mode, it'll pass. And as long as you're not getting caught up in the story of, holy crow, what am I going to do? Which is natural. And you ask yourself a key question. Why am I here? I know the story. You know what happened, right? You can all pull out all the reasons why things have happened. But look yourself in the mirror and say, why am I here? What choices did I make, and what dissatisfaction has been within me that created this tumble, this fall, this hiccup, this sideswipe, this interruption? What did it? And when you ask yourself that question, you have to be really still. Don't just pick the first thing that comes to your mind, because I promise you the first thing that comes to your mind, oh, that's your little mind talking. That's that programming that's been singing you a song the whole entire time. You gotta wait. And then the voice will say something like, because you never really were happy doing that anyhow. Or there's something more. And you thought that was only as good as you could get, so you pushed and did all you could to stay there. You see, the vision of the universe for you is so different, sometimes vastly different, than what you see for yourself. Because the choices that we make here in this world, in this physical embodiment, are choices that we are making because it makes sense to us, or it seems like a good gig, or it's the next logical move considering we've done whatever the following things are or actions were leading up to it. And so we make a choice. Or we're given an opportunity that's great. And it's a great stepping stone and opportunity, but maybe we stay a little longer than we should, and we should have taken a step back, or we should have been paying attention to something else going on in our life, and we're not. And so the only way to get yourself out of the choice that you've made, because, well, according to the universe, you have free will. And God has a sense of humor, let me tell you, because he must be sitting there, he, she, Mother, Father, God, is sitting there saying, wow, these humans have quite the thinking process going on. It's kind of amusing that we are creating from a reactory point as opposed to the soulful visionary creation of oneness, where there is no separation, there is no disconnect, there is just being. And in the being, everything naturally unfolds. And even if there's a hiccup, it recalibrates and recalculates the route without this disharmony, this disruption. So as I laid there, really thinking, I realized I couldn't go backwards, and I could only go forwards. And there wasn't another option that was clear. I'm in a new state, in a new city, in a new place that's temporary till I get my actual place. And I don't have a job. Well, according to my logical mind, that was trouble. So what would I do? And I still have to heal, so it's not like I can just jump up and get a job tomorrow because it's not an option. So I had to sit within myself, and I had to sit within the resources of who I am and who I had become. You know, you have to look at who have you become. And I had to look at the sum total of all the parts of me that were formulated in all of the experiences I ever had. Lucky I had some time on my hand. But I encourage you all to do this, to look at every experience that was significant, and even some of the seemingly insignificant ones, and ask yourself, who was I in that story, and what's my takeaway? Who am I in that story, and what's my takeaway? And as I went through the story of my life, which was pretty interesting, I realized that there was a commonality in everything that I had done. And I realized that there were certain things that drove me, that got me excited, that made me feel fulfilled. And then I realized there were some things that were just part of the world. This is what you do to live your life, pay your bills, keep a roof over your head, and survive. And so I had to remove the survival techniques from the experiences that were really an integral part of who I was. Again, lucky I had a lot of time on my hands. And in the stillness of doing that, I realized the main common goal, even since I was a little girl, was that I wanted to make a difference and I wanted to help people. And if I review the job that I was doing, my wonderful sales job, this fabulous company and fabulous experiences, and even in their morphing of who owned them, it still was lucrative. And even in their morphing, it was a platform for me to leap then to another company that paid me even more than they did and valued me supposedly even more. So all of those little zigzags in the road of life didn't throw me. But this threw me because I felt good about what I was doing because I enjoyed the people, but I didn't really honor the knowing inside of I wanted to help people. Because there was a part of me that felt like, wow, okay, yeah, we're helping the people in the Philippines. They have work, but what's going on in our customer service industry local here in the United States? Like, I asked myself that question, and I understood the cost analysis. Everyone made it make perfect sense to me. I understood, and that's why I was able to talk about it. But it was removed from the core of who I said I was, even as a little girl. And I had to put myself back in touch with the little girl who loved music, who wanted to sing because she wanted to make people feel good and entertain them. I had to put myself back in touch, as I encourage you all to do, to put yourself back in touch with your little one and what your dreams were. Okay, maybe you're not able to be a ballerina or a baseball player or a football player anymore because of age or conditions and circumstances and conditions. I get it. But what drove you to have that dream? And look at the obstacles that came in the path. Did you create them? Did you sabotage yourself? I remember, because I didn't believe in myself, one time I was set up for a wonderful audition that was probably a shoo-in for a leading role in a famous dinner place. It was a dinner theater. And I didn't go. I have no explanation. Yeah, you had to hear my father. What are you talking about? You didn't go. I was like, I didn't go. Because I wasn't feeling confident at that moment. So I didn't go. We do it to ourselves so many times. We create our own obstacles. We create our own stories. We put ourselves in the role of not good enough, not worthy. That's why we began this monologue the way we did. Where are you separating yourself from the desired outcome? And yes, life will throw us a curveball. 2020 was a curveball. So some of us are a result of circumstance. But there are people who remembered in 2020 who they really are. And there's still time in 2021 to remember who you are, because I'm going to tell you that the years to follow, the next 10 or 20 years, they're going to be asking you to step into who you are. They're going to ask you to know your soul, because you're going to have to choose the path, and you're going to have to stand aligned with your truth. Because if you're living your lie, it's not going to fly. And you're going to get lost. You know, they talk about sheep, right? You'll be with the sheep. And you need to know what's your purpose, what's your mission, what's your reason for breath. And don't get all sad if you go, but I don't know, Sarah. Okay. You have to visit all the moments in time that defined you. The moments when you thought you couldn't get up and you got up. The moments where you stood and looked yourself in the mirror and said, I screwed up. Where am I going now? Because you have to be brave. You have to be courageous to pick through the muck and the illusions of the world and who you have defined yourself as being because of other people, and choose you. And that's not selfish. Choosing you means you choose the destiny the universe has envisioned for you. And so you know why I fell? You know why everything got flipped up? Because all I had to do was get here. And everything was a universal ploy and lure to bring me to Florida so something could happen, so that I would lay there and say, uh-oh, where do I go from here? So I could remember the little girl voice that said, I want to make a difference in the world. And in the stillness, I could remember my teacher talking, and I could choose that path. And believe you me, not know what that meant. So all of you say, I want to make a difference in the world, or I want to help people, or I want to be a healer, or I want to have a women's group, or work with children, or have a not-for-profit, and you don't know how to do it. I can assure you, laying there, I did not know how to do that. I'd done many things, conquered them, so I figured I could figure it out in the physical world, but I still had to trust that the universe was going to do for me so I could get there. But before you can trust an outside source, because we view God as outside, although God is inside, but until you believe that, it's this outside force of energy that's going to magically line up all the right people, all the right things, and everything so that you can move forward. You have to know who you are. Because when you find out who you are, you realize that that outside force that magically makes things happen, that force has been hooked inside of you and talking to you the whole entire time. But you were so busy pushing your way through life that you weren't listening. You were just choosing what made sense or seemed natural or was what had to be done. It's a time. It's a time in your life that you look at the obstacles that you may be facing right now, and some of them may be grave, and you may have had some unexpected loss and disappointment and financial hardships, and we've lost loved ones. It has not been a fun time. But you have to look at all the stories that led up to the story that you say is your obstacle, and pick through them and find out your part, and then see how that obstacle can make you stronger, more aligned, more kind, more compassionate, more loving, and lead you to your destiny and your ultimate stepping stone to greatness. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. We're going to go to Facebook and YouTube and answer your questions. Leave your comments. Leave your questions and tell us, when was your pivotal moment that you knew you had to make a change and that obstacle was your stepping stone to greatness. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me?
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are spiritually speaking to all of you all across the nation. And we're welcoming you on Facebook. Be sure to leave your question in the feed. And we're going to go to the phone lines first at 888-565-1470. We've got Hope, and Hope's given us some hope in New York. Hope, how you doing tonight? Hello, Hope. Okay, so we seem to have lost Hope here. So we're going to go to Connecticut. We've got Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good.
Good, Amanda. How are you doing? How can we help you?
Well, I've been listening the last few weeks. You've actually spoken to my grandfather and father, and you connected with my grandmother with my father last week, and I would like to somehow maybe connect with my grandmother and see what you see with my relationship and moving forward this year.
Well, I'll take a look and see. Sometimes if they come through for one, they don't always come through just like that, Amanda. So I know you've been listening to the show.
Side.
Yeah,
No.
you've been listening to the show often enough to know that we'll just begin to see what we see And if someone steps forward, I'd be happy to give you the information, Amanda. And I do need for you to shut the radio in the back, please.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So, Amanda, the first thing that I'm made aware of here is that you're going through some metamorphosis and changes in your personal love relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, we've been doing some couples therapy. We're like 2 months in so far.
Yes. And we're learning about each other, but more importantly, you're learning about yourself. And you're also coming to the understanding that you are holding on to things of the past that need to be let go in order to move forward, yes?
Yes.
And they also make me aware that there's a desire to have children, get married, and move forward in a
Yes.
union, yes?
Yes. I've been struggling with miscarriage and the one I was supposed to be expecting last month, and it's been really heavy on my heart. But I'm trying to do like self-care and self-love things to start healing from it since last month. So taking little baby steps, I'd say.
It does take time to heal from that. But Amanda, remember this, that the soul knew it was not going to come into fruition. It is unfortunate that we don't know as we're experiencing it, but the little soul is still with you in the spirit world. So they will always be connected to you, whether they come into physical actuality. It does not ease the disappointment of someone who's had a miscarriage, but it does give you some insight as to the connection never dies. And we want you to know that there is an opportunity for another child, but it is not to be jumped into quickly because you need to secure the relationship, the communication, and your ability to process life. And I will continue. Spirit tells me that we have difficulty understanding some of life's disappointments, and I'm not talking about the miscarriage, and that we're not having difficulty understanding other people and their personalities, and you take it personally. And when you take it personally, it impacts everything in your life. Your ability to manifest, your ability to work, it really puts you into a tailspin. So there's some emotional transactions that have to be taken care of. It's like we have to clean out old, battered emotions. Not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, feeling disappointed, feeling abandoned is a big one that they tell me. So in a way, you're expecting the other shoe to drop at all times. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, I guess you could say that's kind of how I've been feeling lately, and I'm trying to get better with my anxiety and trying doing positive things, that, little by little. It takes time, I understand, but all those things you said are accurate.
And then when I move you into the energy of June, I feel like you're a lot more secure. You're feeling better about life. And I also see some kind of work, progression. So there's a new opportunity that presents itself coming around the time of June. They also
What kind of work?
A work that is a job that will make you feel fulfilled.
Okay.
So we are not really in anything that's bringing us the joy and the revenue that we desire, correct?
Yeah, like some reason I feel at a standstill, and just, as they call it, like that funk feeling, like I feel good every so often, and then it's like something comes and feels like it's knocking me down, or I'm trying not to get knocked down by that energy.
Right, but it's not an external energy. It's actually your little girl, Amanda, that's not doing well inside, that feels as if she's not good enough or worthy. So it's really important for us to look at the soul level of your little girl. I am also made aware of big changes that come for you, something in the energy of a move this year as well. Are we thinking of moving, please?
I'd like to see me and my boyfriend move maybe into, like a house or something, but I know that takes a while, or maybe us moving to a different place or something. I don't know if you're seeing it with me personally or with both of us, or where you're seeing the move come from.
Okay. So right here would be an example of Spirit sees a move. Just be open and receptive to the move. When you get too far in your head and try to figure out how the round peg would fit in the hole, you jam yourself up. We see a move. You are the creator of your destiny and your tomorrow. If you and your boyfriend are in good terms and we are in a good communication, I see no reason why we cannot move in a positive direction to a better place, if not even a home, if we are financially in the right place at that time. You see how you're orchestrating the outcome? But we see a move this year, okay? We see a move. I have a great energy of great love from your grandmother from the other side, but I do not have a connection of any verbiage for you, as I was blessed enough to have when I was communicating with, I believe you said I talked to your father on air?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, and a lot of things that he wasn't kind of picking up on. When I was listening, I was like, I wish I could jump in. Like I was understanding, like the three grandkids, and the whole list with the pain. I actually, I was supposed to have surgery on a cyst, but then that's when COVID came, and it's been bothering me on and off. So it was like there was things that you said to him that I was able to pick up on.
Right. You
going
made
through to
sense.
him.
Yes. And that's fine. And sometimes when someone's caught in the connection of a loved one, again, the human mind, as it works, is expecting me to say the things you expect me to say, but I can only say what is given to me. And so we're not thinking in the broad enough terms to make it fit. But as we step back, we're able to make clear sense of it. Amanda, it's meant to be a great year for you. I do see future children for you. I do see happiness and joy, and I do see a move and a job opportunity. So go with the flow, my dear. Stop being so hard on yourself and trust the universe has your back. Thank you so much for calling, Amanda.
Quick question. So I'm actually going to be in town next week, spontaneous spring break trip to go see my grandfather, who you've also spoken to from Fort Pierce. Is there a way I could actually come in for a reading next week by chance, or how I could get connected to see you in person?
Well, I would absolutely love that, Amanda. You would have to call the center, and we would have to know the days you're in town and put you on a standby list, because my appointments are booked well in advance. So, but do call the center, and if it's meant to happen, the universe will find a way, my dear. Thank you so much.
And I
hope we
enjoy your
get to
classes too.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
888-565-1470. And we're going to go right back to Connecticut. We are bouncing around there. I wonder what the weather's like up in Connecticut. And I've got Paul on the line. Paul, how are you doing tonight? Hi, Paul. How are you? All right. We seem to...
Hello?
Oh, hi, Paul. How are you doing?
Hi. Good.
I almost hung up on you, man. So how you doing? All right. So, Paul, how can I assist you tonight? What's your question for us?
Yes, my question is has to do with my work. I have found out from people in the shop that I work at, and I love the place very much. Very good with the people there. They love me there. I love them. They're great people to work with. I was actually kind of set back a little bit and kind of mad that a few people got their paperwork to be put on fully on their crew.
Right.
And I was kind of left out, and everyone was kind of upset about it too. And I just didn't know why, and I really didn't get a clear answer when I asked the management about it. So.
Mm-hmm. And there are two people who make that decision in management? Yes, there's like two main bosses?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe there are, yes.
I see two main people here. And the people who made the crew are now considered, what, full-time? Yes?
Yes.
Patience is a virtue. I feel as if, and I want you to hear what I'm going to say and hear it with an open mind. There is a level of what they're waiting to see from you. There's something else that you need to show them. I don't know if it has to do with, I'm going to use this word because it's the word Spirit gives me. I don't understand why they're using this word, but maturity.
Maturity?
Maturity. So there's a level of maturity. There's something, something about you that needs to display something mature about how you interact or handle these experiences at work to put you in the crew. But I don't feel like it's like they're just waiting to see. And didn't you miss some work for a period of time as well?
Yes, I was out due to, COVID for a couple weeks, and then they had their Christmas break, and then they had me on hold for another couple weeks because they were deciding whether they wanted me back or not, but obviously they brought me back.
Right. So patience is a virtue. I do feel like you will be a part of the crew. I just feel some things have to evolve. And just take a look. Spirit gave us an interesting word. I know you're an adult, so I wasn't expecting to hear mature. but look at how maybe you've interacted or received information or behaved, or maybe something you said about another employee. Not to say you're bad-mouthing or being gossipy, but just put yourself back in time. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, how could I be a better employee? They love you, but obviously there's something else they're looking for you to bring to the table to make you a part of this crew. And since you didn't get a clear answer from them, that means the answer lies within you.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But I do feel that you're going to make this movement forward. And, the best part of this year for you is you thinking outside the box and really being creative in your approach of what you do moving forward. And this being in the crew is step one of the experience. All right?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Paul, for calling. Greatly appreciate you. Bye for now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors and then get those Facebook and YouTube questions ready, because we're going to go to our Facebook friends and all our fans on YouTube, and we're going to answer some questions straight up from Spirit. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation. And we're going to go to Facebook and see what we've got going on here. Jodili Antigua says, hey, she said her friend Lourdes sent us to this live, and she's dealing with some deep chronic pain, and many doctors and spiritual healers have pointed at shame, but basically she's asking, what do we do? And actually, the physical body will hold the vibration of hurt and pain and loss. And actually, Jodili Antigua, what I would suggest for you is some soul integration work, and right in alignment with what I talked about in the very beginning of the show, how often as a little one we are made to not feel good enough or worthy, and we begin to hold the pain, and the pain becomes chronic in the physical body. And when we speak to the little one and we calibrate the little ones so that they are no longer fragmented from the past and they feel safe, we begin to find the path of healing. And this will be a great asset to you. So be sure to visit my website and look at soul integration. And this is an experience that most certainly will be a game changer for you. Thank you so much for your question. You know, we've got a class coming up. I want to draw attention to this class coming up tomorrow night. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow night, do you want to know how to talk to the angels, learn their languages? I want to talk to Archangel Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, and Raphael, don't you? I want to talk to the angels. Do you want to know how to have a conversation with your angels and what the best way to communicate may be, and how to connect in meditation, how to connect when you're driving your car, how to just be in the angelic realm? Well, we're going to be teaching you that tomorrow night with the coupon. The class is only $12. So we do hope you join us tomorrow night at 7:15 for registration and 7:30 for the class. We sure hope to see you tomorrow night at our live online Sarah Spiritual Archangel class. Go to sarahspiritual.com and learn more about it. And we've got another class coming up. We've actually got a show coming up. Join me Saturday night. We're springing ahead. Yes, indeed. You're going to skip your time ahead. We are going to skip on to the new moon. New moon. We got some messages coming up for all of you. So on Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody, I got some money 'cause I just got paid. You remember that song? Well, we're going to be hanging out together. It's a Saturday night, still kind of in a weird, kind of funky world. So we're going to spend it together and give you some messages at 8:08. Join me live on Facebook and live on YouTube. And we're going to spring ahead together. And wait, we got another class coming up. We got our Crystal Cave coming up. That Crystal Cave is going to teach us how to connect to the Ascended Masters and how to do a major healing. And if you want to be in the energy of the healing caverns, this is the class for you. So I sure hope you join me in the Crystal Healing Cave. And then we've got a new moon product. I am debuting my new moon bath. This new moon bath is a fabulous new addition to our new moon collection, with an oil, a spray, a candle, a petition parchment, and of course this fabulous, luscious smelling new moon bath. It's on special and it's only $33. So we do hope you visit sarahspiritual.com and pick up your new moon collection to toast in the new moon that's springing us ahead. And we're losing an hour's sleep, but it gives us time to help us manifest new ideas, new dreams in this wonderful new moon. And we are going to take one more question from Facebook before we go to commercial, because we've got 1 minute. So let's see who we've got going on in this wonderful Facebook feed. We've got some fabulous connections with people. So there we go. Ann Moore. She wants to know about her husband, and she says her husband passed. Our sentiments to you about your passing of your husband. He is with you, my dear. And the way I feel this energy is he makes me feel as if you think you hear him or feel his presence next to you. Know that you are so loved by him, and that he visits you, and that he truly sends this energy of love. There is no loss on the other side. There is only love. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we've got to go popping around the globe and popping around the country. New York, Connecticut, Miami, we are going everywhere. So stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The other day I sat alone and I realized you're not here. I used to to pick up the phone and tell you how my day was. I miss you. I sit alone at times, wondering why you had to go. I really didn't want to see you leave. It happened too soon. I lost myself in tears. I lost myself in wondering. But now I just gotta get used to the fact that you're gone now. I just got to get used to. I won't hear your voice anymore. Oh, the things that I would tell you if you were sitting here now. I know we'd be laughing somehow, but I gotta get used to that you're not coming back to me. I gotta realize you're at peace on the other side. But there's something inside of me that's having trouble letting go. There's something inside of me that just doesn't want to know you're gone. But I've gotta get used to. I can't hold your hand anymore. I gotta get used to. I won't hear your voice anymore. But it's alright, I know you had to go. This time you did. And I don't want my tears to hold you back from wherever you're going to.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next hour, call in and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we welcome you here. This is our 577th live national radio show, and we're celebrating soon in May our 12-year anniversary with all of you, and we cannot thank you enough. We are so grateful to be gathered together and connecting all across the globe. Thanks to YouTube, Facebook, social media, Periscope, and of course anywhere else that we are sharing it. And I sure hope that you share the page, share the light, share the love. We love to hear from you. And visit my center in West Palm Beach, the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And you can look up sarahspiritual.com and learn all about my center. And stay tuned. We've got our new store website that'll be launching soon live. So we can't wait to introduce you to our new version of our online sales for our wonderful center in West Palm. So we're going to go back to the phone lines. We tried to connect with her a little earlier, but we have Hope on the line, so hopefully Hope has not given up hope. We've got quite the busy phone lines here tonight. Hope, yes. How you doing?
I'm good, and you? Thanks for asking.
Yo, I'm good, Hope. And how's life in the New York state of mind? Everything good there?
Well, I'm not worried. I have God.
Good way to say it, my dear. Absolutely.
Yes, I trust him.
Absolutely. And you know, Hope, this is going to be a good financial year for you. I see an unexpected flow of money, almost like a windfall. So I do want you to entertain something new and different for finances, because there's a nice flow that's coming for you this year, Hope. And this is also meant to be a very strong year for your finances pertaining to work as well. Steadiness in with your patients, I guess they call them, or you're working with patients, yes?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So they show me the patients, and I feel like you're going to be quite the busy and in-demand woman. Hope, what is your question for me tonight?
Yes, about my son, my smallest son.
Okay. What is his birthday?
Kind of, April 10, 2003, and his name is Wilton Noble.
So I feel like he's feeling the restraints of the restriction here, yes, and he's kind of acting up and acting out. Does that make sense to you? Yes?
Yes.
And
yes.
I feel like he's not necessarily on the path to do what's next for him, is how Spirit makes me feel. I'm feeling as if he's not ready to go to school and go to college. He's just unsure as to what to do next, so I feel like he'd rather do nothing at all, is how he's viewing, yes?
That's the way it is.
Yes.
Just the way it is.
You know, he's very apathetic about life right now. He doesn't see the point in trying. And so this too will pass, though. It's just he doesn't have anything he's passionate about yet. And so we also have to feel like he's got some influencing friends that are in his circle. And so I
Yes.
feel like he's kind of busy hanging with them, and they're kind of making it feel right and feel cool to be with them. And it's not
Yes.
really playing out for his future. Because where will these friends be 5 years from now? Probably not his friends. But he hasn't
Right.
realized that yet. And of course, we need to give him the space to grow and figure this out for himself. I don't feel that he is going down a wrong path. I just feel as if he's just choosing the path of nothing at this time.
Right. That's
Ne-
exactly me.
Yes, next year he's meant to have a better understanding of himself. He'll be much more empowered and feeling much more connected in the energy of love for himself, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. We hope you continue to stay well in New York and continue to grow, and we wish you a prosperous year, and thank you for following the show. I know you've been with us for probably most of the 577 shows, so we
Most
appreciate
of
that.
it.
Most of them, I know. So
I
thank
see
you so much.
I
Yeah.
hear you, and I know you.
Do you know
And
me?
I love
Do
you.
I know you? Thank you so much, Hope. I greatly appreciate you. Bye
I
for now.
love you 12 years.
Yeah, about 12. You're almost there. So thank you so much, Hope. God bless you, and thank you for listening.
Same year, Sarah, same year.
Bye for now. Bye.
Okay, bye.
888-565-1470. I want to pop on over to my Facebook friends and my YouTube friends and see who we've got going on here and where our questions are going. We've got our YouTube question here. Jessica, the goddess, she's been feeling a little lonely and been single for some time. And she's asking the question, will I find love? And will I be in a committed relationship? Well, drum roll, please, Miss Jessica. This is really a great year for you to embrace self-love, harmony, and self-care. This is going to be an important time for you to connect yourself to the state of mind that is the right magnet to attract the right partner. When I spin you back and I go back to the years of 2017, I kind of feel like that was a bumpy year, either in relationship, we were closing out of relationship, or in the aftermath and still not feeling good about the disconnect. So we're still healing from the times of the 2017 time, but when I move you into the tail end of 2021 into 2022, I do see primary relationship, primary partnership. So thank you so much, Jessica the Goddess on YouTube, for your YouTube question. Who else do we have here on our Facebook or our YouTube channel? We've got Lisa Engel Franklin. Lisa Engel Franklin, thank you so much. Can I tell her if her Rainbow Energy Healing and Holy Fire 3 healing business will take off this year? She's just trying to figure this stuff out. You know, Lisa, you are destined for greatness, and you too have had your share of obstacles that you are using for your stepping stones. And as we move you in the energy of prosperity this year, and I do feel that this year is meant to bring you great expansion on multiple levels, great expansion in the connectivity with spirit, great connection in business and entrepreneurial connections, great expansion in the heart space and the energy of love. So, Lisa, you have put your foot upon the path, and you will figure out the details, the nuances, the little bits and pieces that require some thought and process. But you, Lisa Engel, are on track for a fabulous, finally, celebratory time with your healing business. So thank Archangel Raphael and all the angels. This is your year. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have on Facebook? And on YouTube, we've got Isabel Dobson. Isabel Dobson, she's not having a good time. She's lost finances and loved ones this year, and she's feeling low. And she's feeling, with all the loss that she's had and all the suffering financially, she's really wondering kind of what is there to look forward to. And, you know, she's saying that people are telling her, think positive things, but she's not feeling very positive. And I think Isabel Dobson in the UK is speaking for many of us, because we have all been in that place at one point or another in this timeline of change where things maybe took a turn and they were unexpected. And we've felt some loss. Some of us have had loss due to the pandemic hitting very close to home. Others, we know someone who knows someone, or we know someone removed from us, but we still feel the loss and the disappointment, and we still recognize that life has been cut short. So, Isabel Dobson, what Spirit has to tell you is this. Everything in your life is not happening to you. Some of it is happening around you. And to think positive, yes, that is something we do advise you to do, but it's to remember when you felt empowered, and to remember when, even if it's when you were 10 years old, you felt good and you felt free, and to hold on to that feeling, and to remind yourself that I am the woman who is powerful and courageous, and I am the woman who is a magnet that is attracting all bountiful, fulfilling experiences in my life, and I am that I am. And when you say this mantra to yourself, feel the feeling of the power that resides in the words. Feel the feeling of the power as it pulsates through you and begins to permeate the energy externally and begins to manifest the shift and the change. The finances will increase. Things will get better. We know that you all have gone through quite a bit in the UK, and we send you our healing and loving thoughts all the way from this side of the pond. Thanks so much, Isabel Dobson, for your Facebook question. I've got to go to Georgia. I've got Lydia on the line. Lydia, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good, Lydia. Good to hear that. And how can we help you tonight?
I just have for me a message.
Okay. So, Lydia, the first thing that I am made aware of is that this year is a time for you to reflect and go over where you've been in life, and for you to stop beating your head against the wall trying to make people accept what you suggest and just let them stand in their own truth and figure it out for themselves. You've done quite a bit for the people around you in your circle, particularly family. This is true, yes?
Yeah.
And they're also telling me that it's time for you. It's your turn, Lydia. It's your turn to honor self and your turn to invest in creating better, fulfilling experiences for yourself. They tell me that there's concern and worry about finances, but they tell me you know better. You always do land on your feet, Lydia, and that there will be an opportunity coming for you to bring in some money. And something about the sun. The sun is acting up, please, Lydia?
Yes.
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 Yeah, the sun's acting up, and Lydia wants to tie him to a fence and hog tie him, right? But I want you to understand this, that he is an adult, and Spirit shows him that he needs to make some choices as to how to break free from his monotony, because he's just kind of repeating the patterns of life. I say to you this, Lydia, focus on what you can do to support yourself and give him the advice, but do not hold your breath waiting for him to take the advice. The horse is not ready to drink the water.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Lydia, for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Evening.
You too. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to the phone lines and speak to you. Stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're going back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Kevin, and Kevin is in Connecticut. Kevin, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, Sarah.
Good.
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Okay. Today I received a bunch of my dad's stuff from my stepmom.
Yes.
I was just flipping through some pictures real quick, and I was just wondering why my father would have a picture of his father's headstone. I find that kind of weird. I mean, is there any meaning to that for him, or I don't understand.
What's your dad's birthday, please?
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a funny question. And I know it's sometime in, I want to say March or February. I'm not clear, and I should be. And I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing my own father's birthday because he just passed away a week before Christmas. And like I said, I was flipping through some pictures, and I found that he had a picture of his father's headstone. And I don't understand why he would keep something like that.
Because it's like visiting the headstone even if you can't get there.
Well, that's probably, I'm sure that's correct because his father, is buried in a cemetery in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So.
And where was your dad living?
My dad spent some time in Pennsylvania and then finally grew up in Connecticut.
Right. So this is what Spirit tells me. It's so that he could have that picture as if he was sitting there, even if he couldn't get there.
Oh. Okay, that explains that.
It brings the
Thank you very
closeness and the connection to them.
Oh,
And you know, I
okay.
get the sense your grandfather was a strong person. He was a very strong man.
Yeah, the story I've always gotten, my grandfather was a coal miner
Very strong man.
He passed away because he got, he built up the dust in his lungs from coal mining.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I see this energy, and so, I feel as if it gave your dad the opportunity to talk to him and connect with him, because I don't feel like your dad was overly sensitive himself. So this was in his quiet time how he could connect with his father and bridge that gap.
Oh, okay. And very quickly, my next question is, I still have my dad's cell phone number programmed into my phone, and I can't seem to figure out for myself when would be a good time, if ever, for me to delete my father's cell phone number.
Well, eventually the number will be reassigned to someone else, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to hear his voice again, then perhaps we want to make sure we have a copy of the voicemail or something, so that we have that energy. And then once you have what the phone number would give us, and let's look at what the phone number represents, a way to connect. And so it can take you back in time so you can connect to hear his voice. But soon you'll learn to connect, Kevin, in a different way. You'll learn to connect to him on the other side by signs and connections with him of ways he'll let you know he's with you. And this is how he will bridge it. So it's really just a matter of letting go and realizing that the physical is no longer, and accepting the fact that Dad is with you, but in the spirit and the soul of who he is.
Right. Okay. You're right. Okay, thank you very much, Sarah.
You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you so much for calling. Bye.
Okay. All right. You have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to Illinois, and we've got Alyssa on the phone lines. Alyssa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you. And how can I help you tonight?
I was wondering, where do you see me and my boyfriend in the future?
Well, is there talk of a move? Because I feel like you guys might be moving.
Moving?
Yes.
In town?
Or a different part of town, yes, but close, but in a different part, yeah.
We have a kid together. What do you see about that? Well, I'm pregnant, but it's July.
Is that your mama here in the background?
Yeah.
Well, what do I see? Is I see a beautiful union, a beautiful family, and I see a healthy pregnancy, and I feel as if you are on the path of some of the things way back when you wondered if you were ever going to have. You remember that, Alyssa?
Thanks.
Right? Remember when you weren't sure whether things were going to come together for you, yes?
Yeah, I was. I remember.
Yeah. And you were afraid that, it wasn't going to play out the way you envisioned. And here we are, right where you want to be. And so it's a great opportunity for you to learn to trust yourself and to enjoy this relationship you have with your boyfriend.
We do have a good relationship.
Yes, you have a good relationship, a good friendship. Yes, absolutely.
When do you see me moving? Like in the near future?
Sometime this year. I feel like there's a move coming.
This year?
Yeah.
I have one more question. My mom has a colonoscopy tomorrow. Is she okay?
Well, I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose here, Alyssa, but I do feel that the outcome will be good for Mom. So it is a procedure, usually rather an easy one. So I do feel that she'll be all right. So I want you to hold that vision and try not to come from a place of fear, okay?
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Alyssa. Thank you so much for continuing to listen to the show. Greatly appreciate it. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We are going to go back to Facebook and answer some questions for our friends on Facebook here. Let's see who we've got. Christopher A. Bierry says, hey, should I follow a different path, a different spiritual study? They feel like they've been procrastinating. He's not sure why he's not following through. You know, I feel for you, Christopher, the more you learn, the more you understand, the more ability you have to connect to spirit in different ways. And it's good to understand the path of many masters, because all the paths of the masters, Christopher Pieri, leads to one God. And this is the journey that you are about to embark upon. So try not to put off the study of some different spiritual information. It's good to have that understanding of other ways of connecting to the divine. Thanks so much, Christopher Pieri, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook here. We got Gina May. She says, hey, I just moved into a new place and far away from everyone I know. I'm blocking and making new friends. Help. So we got to tell you this, Gina May. Sometimes you just got to slam the door and keep the party moving. And that's exactly what you are doing right now. You are making moves and making changes that are here to create a new beginning for you, Gina. So, Gina, trust the experience and know that you are clearing the decks of old energies and welcoming in the new energy. Be the discerning spirit and choose your new friends wisely. Enjoy your new location and your new start and new attitude. Bye for now. We'll pull another one from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. We've got Alexandra Manino. And she says, hey, where is 2021 taking me financially? This is a great question. And career-wise, at this moment, Alexandra Manino, I feel as if you're not feeling appreciated and not feeling as if you're in the right spot for the financial rewards that you desire. And when I move the energy of this year, you're going to do some heavy-duty soul-searching and feel like, what is your mission? What is your purpose? And why have you come to this planet to be a part of the universe, to be a part of the experience here, the human experience? So, Alexandra, as you journey into that, think outside the box. Think about creative things, ways of being. You want to define yourself in a way that makes a difference in the world as well. So make a list of what makes you feel good and what you bring to the table to make a difference in the world, and what will offer you a nice flow of abundance. I feel as if when we go to the month of October, Alexandra, you're going to feel much more secure in the next steps to take to put you on the path of your financial and career greatness. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. And we got Alfred on the line. Alfred, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good, Sarah. Thank you, as always, for taking my call.
You're welcome, Alfred. And how's life in El Paso, Texas?
Oh, great. You know, I haven't called in probably since March of last year. So the weather's great. Everything is good. I just wanted to see if you have any readings for me, anybody, loved ones or angels, anything coming through for me?
Absolutely. Let me take a look here and see. So they make me feel as if, as the rest of the world kind of came to a standstill, you too kind of held back, and you didn't get to do for the communities, what I'm hearing. You do something for the community to help other people. Yes, please, Alfred?
Yes. Example, Black History Month. I go to all the schools and stuff. I'm out and about.
Right. But I feel like there was a time last year when you felt like you couldn't give, and you couldn't give to people, and that was a little frustrating and hand-tying for you. And so the angels are telling me they're opening up all the doors for you, and there's going to be good opportunities for you to make a difference in the world and for you to impact the lives of those that you choose. And they're talking to me about sports and things that will kind of step back into a flow when I move you into the fall. And then I feel like you'll be a part of something that has to do with sports as well. So there'll be a lot of back to normal experiences that I see for you. Archangel Michael steps forward with you and lets me know that you are feeling that you have the protection that you need to move forward in your life. And they're also talking to me about abundance and make me feel as if there was a talk or a plan. Not sure if it's done yet because it feels close. We're thinking of selling or moving something, please.
Well, we're cleaning up. The kids are, about ready for college age and stuff like that. So, yes, we're doing a shift.
Okay. And this change that you make will be good for you, and things will fall into place for you perfectly. So get ready for all of that, and then I feel like you'll have a lighter load, and you'll shift, and I feel like there'll be it feels like it might even be a move or a sale of something to kind of lessen the responsibility is the word they give me. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Alfred.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome, and thank you for listening to the show. Continue to stay safe. Bye for now.
Okay.
888-565-1470. And we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go back to the phone lines and back to Facebook. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, we'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to sarah@sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Here live on WWNN 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to pull a Facebook question before I go back to the phone lines. We got Marty Bardesea Allen. And Marty Allen, let's see, how do I need to specifically to prepare for the transformation I'm getting ready to make? You know, Marty, the transformation you're getting ready to make is all about honoring yourself and moving yourself in the direction that makes you feel fulfilled. Feel as if you've done everything that you need to do to get ready to make your transformation. And when I look at the energy, the way they make me feel is that this is a great time for you to reach out and connect with people and build a strong foundation across the whole connection of everyone that you know, and network and build new connections as well. Marty, as you make this transformation, it is healing and allowing yourself to release the old energy so that we can release the old to move you to the forward future. That is what you're creating. Thank you, Marty. I know it'll be a little uncomfortable in the initial transition, but you already know and you've done everything that you need to do. Thanks so much, Marty, for this new beginning and new attitude. Bye for now. We're going to go to the phone lines at 888-565-1470, and I know we're just kind of loading up some calls into this system here, but I'm going to take a call from Nella. Nella in Fort Lauderdale. Nella, how are you doing tonight? Let's get her on the line. Nella?
I'm here.
Yes, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, Sarah. Long time no hear.
Yes. How long ago was it that you called?
Oh, my God. I think it was like 2015, 14.
Yeah, way back when, right? And round you've gone, and where you stopped, nobody knows, because you've been on a roller coaster. And it's interesting because when I move you into this year, this is the year where you clean up your act. It's like anything that needs to end had better end this year, because you are done, girl. Done with carrying on the stories of other people. You are done kind of jumping through hoops. And I feel as if it's time to cut loose some people in the circle and close the doors. My spirit guides tell me endings are beginnings. Are you ready for that, please?
Okay, that sounds all perfect.
Yes. And you're getting ready to move, Nella?
My lease is up in July. I'm not sure if I'll make it that long. I'm living with my brother, and right now we're not seeing eye to eye. And right now it's tick for tack.
I see.
And I just see, I don't want to end up in jail, Sarah. I'm just in very low spirits. All of my siblings is against me. At this moment, I have no one. Normally when I get like this is put on some worship. But at this moment, I just feel so lost, and I may be going to jail because I'm at my breaking point right now, Sarah.
Okay, well, let's not speak that into existence, okay? You're frustrated. You want to take action. You want to throw a temper tantrum. You want to smash some things. We get it, okay? Everyone's had that feeling. But I want you to repeat after me. I am the woman who is the conquering power of my emotions.
Is the conquering power of my emotions.
And I can do anything.
And I can do anything.
God's authority is acting here and now.
God's authority is acting here and now.
There is no person, no thing that can bring me down.
There is no person or thing that can bring me down.
I'm destined for greatness.
I'm destined for greatness.
And I will not succumb to the manipulation of others.
And I will not succumb to the manipulation of others.
You see, sometimes people want to push you till you break. That's what's going on. They're ganging up, and I see a move. So sometimes we have to step away, right? So see where you can go. See if there's a place you can go chill for a while, because you need distance between you and these people. But watch your tongue. And if you know that you're capable of putting yourself in a position that would give someone the power to press a charge against you, then get yourself away from that now. Because that's not healthy for you. And that will set you back for all the things that you have yet to realize in your future, yes?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have one more thing for you to say, and I want you to listen to me, and you're going to repeat it after me. I have the power. Go ahead.
I have the power.
I have the will.
I have the will.
My own destiny.
My own destiny.
I must fulfill.
I must fulfill.
No other man.
No other man.
Can subdue me.
Can subdue me.
God alone.
God alone.
Can undo me.
Can undo me.
Nobody can do anything to you, honey, unless you give them permission to do it. Take a deep breath. You're greater and stronger than that which is being thrown at you. And if they're turning against you, that means it's time for this chapter to close. So keep the party moving, girlfriend.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, we pray you stay safe. Mind your manners. and trust God will deliver
will.
you from this. All right. Thanks for listening and remembering the show. We appreciate that so much, Nella. And take a drive on up to West Palm Beach and come check us out at the Expedito Enlightenment Center sometime. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Maria. And Maria is in Florida. Maria, how are you doing tonight?
Good evening, Sarah. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. And how can we assist you tonight?
Yes, please. Have not been feeling well lately, and I'm not sure if I am expecting. And I was reaching out also for guidance from my spirits and what else they had to say for me. I haven't heard from them for a while.
Well, Maria, you had yourself kind of closed off and you weren't feeling very worthy and connected. Is that true?
Yes.
And I also feel as if primary partnership love, that isn't really quite going so well for you, yes?
Mm-hmm.
This is true, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is another concern with wondering if we are perhaps having a child because there's a lot going on around you.
Yeah.
I don't get a confirmation that we are pregnant at this time. So we're going to let the universe handle this for you. I know there's desire to have child, but this is the time that we're going to leave this up to God, correct? I know you're feeling tired, and I know that we are feeling worn. I actually feel you're more emotionally drained than anything. And I feel like the stress has kind of created a lot of this. I do look at a new job opportunity and new abundance that comes into your life in the beginning of June, July, August, in that timeline, okay? So if you're looking for new work and new flow of money, this is going to come for you in a very short time. We're looking for a new job, a new opportunity, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you too. My goodness, everybody's moving. Everybody's moving. Everybody's grooving. You're moving? There's a thought of a move, please, Maria?
Yes.
Okay. I see that move coming for you as well. It's going to be a busy year for you. We don't have any time to be on a puppy pity party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Very true.
We need to pick ourselves up. Archangel Michael is with you. Archangel Raphael as well. I see the Blessed Mother. Mother Mary is with you.
Oh.
She brings me this energy of comfort, nurturing, and a medal. Makes me feel as if there's a medal connected to someone who has passed. Feels as if it's in the grandmother position above the mother. Grandmother was connected to Mother Mary, please, Maria?
Yes.
Okay.
It is very spiritual.
Yes. So we see this energy of the Blessed Mother, and she kind of presents herself more to me. I say Blessed Mother because most people are more familiar with that, but I see her as Virgin Milagrosa, Miraculous Mary, yes?
Yes.
And there's
I was going to ask you that, or Yemaya.
Yes. So I see it in the Virgin Milagrosa, Miraculous Mary. This is the energy that she presents to me, but this is very connected to the mother side of the family. And you are to do battle right now. You're to do battle and stand up for your truth, and you have aligned yourself with people who have been snarky, sneaky, and snakes. Oh, sounding interesting. Sounds like a daytime movie series, yes? So we have to disconnect from the snarky, sneaky snakes. And when I look at that energy, it's time for you to cut away the people who no longer serve you. And there's also a business opportunity that you're getting ready to create for yourself, but you keep getting sidetracked because there's energies that don't want to see you make this progression, yes? And it's not that your spirit...
my move.
Yes, and it's not that your spirit guides are mad at you. It's just they're stepping back so you could figure it out, girl. You need to figure it out. You have free will. I will tell you this. Take a glass of water and put it for all your spirits, all your guides, and all your angels. And as you place it up on a dresser somewhere, I want you to ask for them to come to you in the dream state, because you get messages in your dreams as well. Is this also true?
Yes, when I do remember dreams, it does happen. And
yes. So they want to communicate with you that way because your mind and your emotions are running rampant. I also want to let you know that St. Barbara's with you as well. She's also standing as a protector for you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Ashe.
You're welcome, Ashe. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're going to go right back to the phone lines, and I've got Sahara Sahara is in Hartford, Connecticut. So how are you?
I'm fine.
Good to connect with you. Did we say that right, please? Sometimes the spelling's a little off around here.
It's Shahara.
Shahara. All right,
Yeah.
Shahara, what you got for me? What's your question?
I wanted to know what's going on for the new for my year for the month of March.
Okay. So let's start with the year first. Let's just open up the energy. So I got to tell you that this is the year that you sit there and say, who am I? Who have I come to be? What's my mission? What's my purpose? And where the heck have I been for the past 2 years? That's what they tell me, yes? So you're ready for changes. And you're questioning where you've been and what you've done and the choices that you've made. And you are so ready for change. But you don't want to just make any change because you've been a little reactory in the past, a little temperamental. And we need to make a choice that's going to be a strong one for the future. And so it's to sit with self and say, where do I see myself in the move that I want to make, having to do with my finances so I can better myself? And how can I align myself with primary partnership relationship? Because the love doesn't seem to be flowing right around you. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay. So there's a disconnect in primary partnership, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I move you into the month of September of this year, I know you're asking about March, but when I move you in the month of September, things are settled and figured out. So that takes me back to March and makes me feel as if we have some negotiations and communications that have to happen this month to get your life sorted out. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm seeing a legal papers or some legal documents that you've got to tend to take care of, please.
I don't see that's. I don't know because it didn't happen yet, so I don't know. But I'll take your word for it.
Okay. So, Shahar, this is what I want you to be aware of. Okay, it's something that needs to. If something pops up, don't put it off. Or if you remember, oh snap, I didn't pay that ticket. Then oh snap, go pay that ticket. Okay. It's something that doesn't look complicated, but I also feel as if someone has been dishonest with you in your immediate circle. You're feeling that, please. You're feeling some falsehood and some negativity, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Trust your instincts and follow the... Oh, my goodness. My spirit guides are showing me like a bloodhound. Follow the scent of truth, okay? So what are you, like, snooping around or something? Like, what are you, Scooby-Doo? Like, what's going on? If you got to be snooping, then it ain't worth it.
Right.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. So just hold the vision. See yourself as this month of March coming up, or that we're in. Goodness, we're almost a third of a way done already. See yourself in this month of March making choices that are going to make you feel fulfilled by the end of the year. That's really the goal here for you this month, okay? And speak your truth. Have you called into the show before?
I did it before the New Year.
Oh, before the New Year. Okay. Well, thank you so much for continuing to follow the show and listening. We greatly appreciate you. And trust the experience. God's going to have a good surprise for you if you just follow your instincts, okay?
Okay.
All right, honey. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye for now.
888-565-1470. And we're going to pop into our Facebook feed and see what questions we've got popping in here before we go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. And we got Leanne Lockwood, and she says, my closest friend passed in April of 2020 and her daughter's having problems. How can I help her daughter, and does my friend who passed have a message for me? Leanne, deep, deep sorrow for you. We understand the feeling of losing a friend, and how can you help her daughter? She needs to feel loved and supported, and she's feeling the missing of the mother and the abandonment issue. Even though the mother did not deliberately abandon her, she's feeling lost and alone. So Leanne, you can offer that daughter some guidance, some mentoring, and some love and some friendship as well. You know, your friend makes me feel as if, without having her birthday or yours, but your friend makes me feel as if you have been there for her in the past, and that this connection was more of a sisterhood than even a friendship, and that the two of you kind of went through thick and thin is how she makes me feel. So your friend is very much around you, and I feel as if there is something symbolic that you created to remember your friend. This is how she makes me feel. So she's acknowledging what you've done symbolically to honor her breath of life here on earth. So thank you, Leanne Lockwood, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and we're going to go to Connecticut. I've got Tammy on the line. Tammy, how are you?
How you doing, Sarah?
Good. So Tammy, what's your question?
Okay, I have a question. My sister passed away like 8 years ago, Cindy,
Yes.
and is she sending my nephew any messages to get better, whatever he's into?
No, she's not sending any messages because he wouldn't pick up on those messages. And
Okay.
she knows well enough that he's kind of closed off and he's not really paying attention to messages. He's kind of caught up in what he's doing and the direction that he's choosing to take at this time. And
All right, is he going to get better, or?
that's a journey for him. That is a journey for him.
All right.
I'm going to spin him through the year. It's going to be a rough year for him to work through this so that he can be better. But there's some choices your nephew has to make, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And he has to choose the path and has to listen to the good angel as opposed to the negative angel that he's listening to on the other shoulder. It was making him make some wrong choices, correct?
Right.
Yes. But it is an opportunity for him to make the change. And please understand that your sister is looking after him. She is and always will be. It's just that she would not waste her breath of sending a message because he wouldn't pay attention unless Jesus appeared in front of his car. And even then, I don't think that's going to stop the kid right now.
Right.
Okay. Who's not a kid, but it's just his behavior is not really that of an adult who is really thinking of the ramifications of his life and others by the choices that he's making. And it's a family that has gone through so much sorrow and suffering that we don't want to add to the plate, but he is just caught up in something he can't get himself out of yet. He can't find himself out of the darkness, Tammy. And it's like a force has grabbed hold of him that is a little stronger than him, and so he's got to find his way out.
All right.
Okay.
I have another question. My sister Janet's been constantly arguing with me, and I know she just had surgery last week. She said, is she going to be all right after she had the surgery and everything?
Tammy, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. And sisters fight, and you do know that. And your sister will be fine, and sisters fight. So right now you disagree, and right now you guys are in a disagreement. But I will say this to you. I want you to understand that your sister cares for you greatly. You each have your own personalities, and for whatever reason, sometimes you rub each other and your family the wrong way, but you're all doing the best you can under the circumstances. Tammy, they're waving me off for now, so I've got to say goodbye. Thank you so much for calling.
I'll next week to finish it.
All right. Well,
we
look forward to talking to you then. You're welcome.
I watch your show every week.
Thank you, Tammy. Greatly appreciate that.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. This was our 577th live show. So glad to be a part of this experience with all of you. We're overcoming obstacles every day. Choose the path of greatness. Use it as your stepping stone to your divine destiny. And trust that your angels and your guides and your loved ones on the other side are always with you. And that we here at Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, we support you. We are here to listen, here to answer your questions, and we so enjoy being of service, and it's a pleasure being family with all of you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed